After Brand New Day, I have been in Spider-Man psychosis. I've been rewatching all the Spider-Man movies, and the day has finally come to give my proper Spider-Man movie ranking. Special shout out to Lucky Life Lucas for leaving this comment under my last video. You are regular over here. We love you. Make sure you guys leave a comment under this video so you can be featured in the next one. I want you guys to comment your top 3 Spider-Man movies. I'm ranking Andrew, Tobey, Tom's, and the Miles Morales movies, and there will be a couple of spoilers. Kicking it off at number 11, I do have Spider-Man Far From Home. And what's crazy is this is one of my favorite posters of all the Spider-Man movies. This poster, it goes so hard. And just hear me out. I think Far From Home is the worst case of that MCU plague. It lacks a lot of depth, and it really just feels like a placeholder movie to get us from this part in the MCU to the next part in the MCU. Every time I talk about Holland Spider-Man movies, I feel like I'm always criticizing what I wish they were rather than what they are. And I am accepting the fact that he is just the MCU Spider-Man. But because of that, and because of how they use him in his own movies, it does tend to lessen the stakes for me. Our villain, Mysterio, is most upset with Iron Man, and Peter just happens to be a casualty of his beef with Iron Man. And I just feel like there wasn't enough MJ in this movie. I don't like that her character doesn't have a lot of depth, and their relationship doesn't seem to have too much depth in this movie, which just makes it not exciting or relatable. Sorry. At number 10, I do have The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I don't think this movie was horrible. Even though it is towards the bottom of my list, I don't think it's horrible. I just think it was a little overstuffed, and it was trying to do too many things too fast. We have 2 villains in this movie, essentially. We have Max Dillon and Harry, who becomes a villain, and we don't meet Harry until this movie, and we're supposed to believe that him and Peter used to be very close, but they don't feel like they used to be very close. I don't think any of the relationships outside of the relationship with Gwen are compelling. And even the scene where she dies, I feel like that was the only scene that felt cathartic, and the only scene where I was just like, I felt for this Peter. At 9th, I have Spider-Man Homecoming. There's really not too much I have to say about this movie. This is one of those movies where it's just like, as I was comparing them to the other movies, it just kept getting pushed down and it kept getting pushed down. I don't really dislike this movie. I think Tom Holland is a really great Peter Parker. He's a really great Spider-Man. He's so fun and charismatic. Not enough MJ, a lot of Iron Man. I did like the lesson that he learned. I think that was kind of a nice way to introduce him and have his own movie. Like I said, I don't hate this movie, but I don't super love it. At number 8, I have Spider-Man 3. Now, this movie is not as bad as Twitter will have you believe. We finally see Tobey's Spider-Man get dark and get emo and start tweaking. He lashing out. He talking crazy. He kissing Gwen Stacy. He playing MJ like she's stupid. Like, he was doing so much, but I think that is one of the most interesting things about Spider-Man and Peter Parker. There's always an internal conflict happening, and I think this movie explored it in a fun way. The things I did not like about this movie, I think this was another case of a movie being overstuffed. It didn't really balance all the things well. We got Flint Marko, we got Venom, we got Eddie, we got Gwen Stacy, we got MJ, we still have Harry. There's just a lot going on, and it's still a good Sam Raimi movie, but it's not his best out of these 3 Spider-Man movies. Number 7, I hate to say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous, I do have Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now wait, everybody wait. I do not think this is a bad movie. It is, to me, out of all the Spider-Man movies, a little more middle of the pack. It's not one of the best, but it's not one of the worst. I think that Brand New Day is one of the best Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, and I think it explores some great things. I like how it explored loneliness and isolation and mental health, and how it manifested as he was changing and just becoming a different version of Spider-Man. And if you guys want to hear me do a deeper dive into this, you can watch my video where I reviewed Brand New Day. But I do think that this movie, because it is a part of the MCU, doesn't get the chance to really just focus on Peter. And it is what it is. When you get an MCU movie, that's what it's going to be. But I think this was the best case scenario of balancing We're gonna do some MCU stuff, but we want to keep this as Spider-Man as we possibly can. At number 6, I do have The Amazing Spider-Man. When it first came out, I did not watch it. Like, I was boycotting it. I was real anti Andrew Garfield and super pro Tobey Maguire. And I'm kind of sad that I didn't watch it when it came out, because this movie is actually really good. I like that it's its own thing. I like that Andrew's Spider-Man is witty and confident and kind of cocky. He kind of shit talks when he's beating up villains. It made it fun. And out of all the Spider-Man and their love interest relationships, this one has the best chemistry, bar none. The chemistry between Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker in this movie is so good, and there's so many stakes, and it's juggling so much, but it does it very well. Andrew Garfield, we love your Spider-Man over here. You were this close to making it into my top 5. Like, genuinely, this movie is so good. Now we're in top 5. At number 5, I have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. When this movie came out, it was so fresh and fun and interesting and stunning. The animation to make this movie look like a comic book in motion, to introduce Miles Morales to the world like this and have a movie with so much character and style was just like, I can't believe that we have it. Like, I can't believe that this movie is a thing. I love the theme of expectations. It really gets introduced to us in the beginning, and I liked how we watch all of the different characters deal with expectations and not meeting them and failure. It's such a beautiful message for the kids. It's such a stunning animation. All the voice actors do a good job. It's just good. And when I first watched it, I was gagged. Rest in peace, Uncle Aaron. Number 4, I do have Spider-Man No Way Home. And I know they're calling it nostalgia bait and they're calling it nostalgia slop, and I don't care. I ate it up. Now what? What are you gonna say? Green Goblin comes in as a W villain again, and I honestly think why this movie works for me and why I have it in my top 5 is because the writers did not have to build the lore. They didn't have to give these characters depth, because these are characters that have already existed. We know their lore, we know their depth. So they didn't have to do as much work as they had to do with the other Tom Holland movies, which is why it feels to me like a better movie. Tom Holland acts his ass off in this movie. I like that his want to have it all and have everything that he wants to go right and being selfish is challenged in a real way. And I also want to note that the other villains from the other universes was giving Tom Holland's Peter the work. Doc Ock was working him on that highway. Green Goblin was really on that with him. He ain't never had to fight that hard for his life. You know what I'm saying? By himself, solo dolo, he never had to do that before. And I feel like that is kind of like what pushed and grinded out that great performance. It really is a good story, even if it is nostalgia bait. The nostalgia bait worked on me. It worked on me, especially after watching all of the Spider-Man movies in a row and having this marathon, seeing Tobey and Andrew come back and the villains come back. Like, I was still just as giddy as the first time I seen it. I'm sorry, argue with your mother, I'm sorry. Top 3. At number 3, I do have the first Spider-Man that came out in 2002. It is just a quintessential classic Peter Parker origin story. The characterization in this movie is done so well. We understand who everybody is, what their wants are, what their desires are, what their pains and weaknesses are in the first 30 minutes of the movie. And Sam Raimi is just crazy when it comes to filmmaking. There's a montage where Peter Parker is figuring out how his costume is going to look. That's it. After a lot of back and forth, at number 2, I have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This was the most fun I had watching a movie all year. I did not watch this movie when it came out, and I did not know that Canon Event came from this movie, and that's why everybody was saying it back in 2023. I did not know that this movie was pushing culture like this. Not only is it a stunning animated film, the story is also amazing. We never get to see Spider-Man deal with maybe being able to change or influence the thing that has happened to all the Spider-Mans. And then when he tries, it all blows up in his face. This movie is genuinely cinema. It's cinema. This is cinema. And the streets is saying that the next one comes out in June 2027. And I want y'all to know I am overly sad for that. Overly sad. I genuinely think it's going to make $1 billion. And Shamik Moore, when it comes to voicing Miles Morales, you ate that. And that would leave top 2, and it's not 2, Spider-Man 2 from 2004. I was 7 years old when this movie came out, and I knew the impact immediately. This is one of the greatest Spider-Man movies to ever do it. Tobey Maguire is amazing. He is amazing at portraying this internally conflicted dork who has gotten these powers and is starting to feel confident, but also concerned about what he can do. And it is just so good. The script is so tight. He is juggling a lot of different relationships in this movie, and they are all interwoven very well. There are so many iconic scenes from this movie. And not only are they fun action superhero scenes, but they are also very heartfelt and meaningful. When we see Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man stopping the trains and putting his body on the line to save people, and they all decided they're gonna keep his identity under wraps because he saved their lives, and they're so grateful. It makes you cry. It makes you cry. It's such a beautiful moment. Sam Raimi genuinely reaches S-tier God mode flow state on this movie. This is what superhero movies are made of. This is a great Spider-Man movie, and y'all gonna have to argue with y'all mama about it because you're not gonna sway me. You're not gonna change my opinion. And the main reason I did this whole marathon was because the people was saying after Brand New Day came out that Tom Holland had snatched Tobey Maguire's chain. Not only am I here to report that that is a lie, if anybody can snatch that chain off Tobey Maguire's neck, it's Miles Morales. Hate to say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous, but I do think all 4 of the Spider-Man add something very interesting to Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I think that Peter Parker is a nuanced, troubled character, and I really do love all the iterations of him. He is such a beloved superhero. So it really doesn't matter what Spider-Man movie comes out because we're gonna watch it. We're gonna eat it up every time. But let me know what you guys' top 3 Spider-Man movies are down below. And while you're down there, make sure you guys hit that subscribe. Don't forget, with great power comes great responsibility. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.